boxing match between the former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson and the YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul has a new date. Iron Mike was set to enter his first professional bout in almost 20 years until the 57-year-old Hall of Famer suffered a serious ulcer flare-up on a flight from Miami to Los Angeles. After medical consultation, the new date has been set for November 15 at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, and will be broadcast live on Netflix. The change of date also means that the co-main event mega rematch between Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano will be delayed too. But unlike Tyson versus Paul, that's an actual shame. The first time they met was in 2022, when they became the first two women to headline a boxing card at Madison Square Garden. It was for Taylor's undisputed lightweight title, and they put on a Fight of the Year candidate that saw Taylor win by a contentious split decision. The rematch was delayed by a Serrano injury, and then by Taylor losing in her first attempt at unifying the junior welterweight division. Right now, they're both healthy, covered in gold again, and ready for the rematch. Taylor versus Serrano 2, with Serrano once again coming up to take on the Brave Bomber for another undisputed title, will serve as the co-main event to the Paul versus Tyson fiasco, if that fight ever happens, which we all know it shouldn't. To another bout that may happen, that we all know probably shouldn't, the twice-retired Manny Pacquiao is reportedly in talks to take on the WBC welterweight champion, Mario Barrios. The Pac-Man might be the only champion to have claimed a title in 8 separate divisions, but he is now 45. The former Filipino senator hung up the gloves again in August of 2021 after losing the belt by decision to the late call-up fighter, Yordenis Usyk. Regardless, he obviously sees a beatable opponent in the WBC's 29-year-old champion, Barrios, who he hopes to face later this year. To the heavyweights, or is that cruiserweights? The undisputed heavyweight champion, Alexander Usyk, plans on dropping back down to his original division following his rematch with the former champ Tyson Fury later this year. Before moving up to the big boy division, Usyk was the first man in the four-belt era to unify the cruiserweight division, which he left in search of boxing's ultimate prize. Despite being the significantly smaller man in all of his fights at heavyweight, the Ukrainian phenom collected 3 of the 4 belts by beating the 2-time unified champion Anthony Joshua twice, before overcoming a huge size differential to beat Fury for the final belt in his collection. The two are scheduled for a rematch later this year, but there's something about heavyweight that doesn't suit the champ. Maybe I can be undisputed for a second time in the cruiserweight division. It's my plan, said Usyk. When I start to prepare for my training camp as a heavyweight, I have to eat all the time. For me, it's hard. I don't like it. Having 3 undisputed title reigns in the 4-belt era would be an unprecedented achievement. But if there ever was a man to do it, the guaranteed first-ballot future Hall of Famer Alexander Usyk is your guy. And finally, to someone doing their best to not get into the Hall of Fame. Ryan Garcia was arrested last week for felony vandalism, possibly with an additional charge of public intoxication. A Beverly Hills hotel accused the lightweight superstar of causing approximately $15,000 worth of damage. Garcia was arrested and taken to jail before being transferred to a medical center after he complained of a medical issue. Garcia, who has been open about mental health issues in the past, recently scored the biggest win of his career before testing positive for PEDs. Both investigations are ongoing, and decisions will be announced in the coming weeks.
Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.